Bonjour, mes amis, my name is Harry, and welcome to Team 3, where right now, it's build time! Here we are then at part 3 of our steampunk city build, and today, we've got the mammoth task of creating the humongous port entranceway to the city. This structure will be the very first glimpse of the city caught by the trading ships as they approach the harbour, so it needs to be a fantastic industrial spectacle to really set the tone and establish the right expectations for the rest of the city. We've just begun this video by constructing a simple winding stairway to connect the entranceway to the rest of the port, as we intend to have a pedestrian footpath passing through this structure so that the residents and workers of the city have good access to all its various regions. Right now you can just see us adding texture to the sides of the stairway in a similar fashion to the rest of the port walls, with a mixture of stone brick stairs, slabs and dark wood stairs. The stairway cuts into the cliff face in some places and hangs over the edge very slightly in others, making it look more naturally placed in the environment. Okay, here we are then, just starting the foundations of the bridge. Luckily for us, this gap between the two natural cliff faces was a perfect diagonal. Unfortunately for us, it was at an angle in the first place. If you've tried your hand at Minecraft building, you'll probably know that even something very simple on a flat edge is 10 times more difficult on a diagonal. And we're about to try and make something very complex and very elaborately decorated on a diagonal. Yeah. After mapping out the width of the bridge, we began to construct an archway between the two sets of supports. It took us a little while to get both sides of this arch to match, and we had to keep darting between the two with stairs and slabs to make a smooth curve on both sides. We used the World Edit Stack command to fill out the two corners of the bridge, then began to play around with some of the finer details of the underside of the bridge. This was super important because as the ships sail under the structure, we want the passengers and workers on board to be able to look up at the underside of the structure and have their eyes met with a design as intricate as on the sides of it. As you can see, this provided us with a fair few head-scratching moments, which I can only owe to the bloody diagonal angle that we had to build on. Even Joe was in a state of considerable confusion at this stage, and he's by far the better builder than I am. But as we come under the structure here, you do get a glimpse of this work paying off, with that wonderful detail and variation in height and texture on the underside of the bridge. Now, don't mind that massive red wool template there, it gets removed pretty quickly. We were just experimenting with the designs for the sides of the entranceway. We definitely wanted some form of circular design to give a slight sense of this being a portal to a new and exciting world. We rounded off that original template considerably to provide a perfect circle rather than an elliptical shape, and here you can just see us mapping this shape out. So now we have two fun factors in this build, a diagonal and a circle, both of which are notoriously hard to work with in this game, and we're trying to combine the two. Whose idea was that? Actually, I think it was mine. I'm such an idiot. We added these wooden diagonal lines to cut up the circle like spokes on a wheel, and filled between them with brown and black stained glass. Then to finish off the side, we created some more detail with polished diorite? I'm not sure what that block is. I'm pretty lost with the basic blocks in this game from 1.8 onwards. It's either diorite or andesite. Actually, I think it's andesite. Yeah, it's andesite, we'll go with that. We finished off the detail with polished andesite. Then we copied and pasted this whole side to the other side of the structure and rounded off the towers at the side to make them look less cuboid looking. The copying bugged out a little here. It didn't seem to like the 1.8 blocks, so we had to spend a bit of time going between the two sides and copying over those details manually. Well, I say we. For some reason I'm just floating there not doing anything, slacking on the job. I'm surprised Joe still lets me build with him, to be honest. I'd have fired me weeks ago. You can see this entranceway really coming together now, but we've got some way to go yet. The next job was to copy over the bottom archway to the top to create a kind of double-ended gateway. Then we had to extend the two towers up to match this change in height. We did most of this with stacking from World Edit, but a few of the details we had to go back and add manually, which you can see me doing on the left tower right now. Then I created a crossbeam between these two towers, while Joe began to create detail on the top of one of the towers with a variety of blocks, including cobblestone walls for those thinner spires. Now we had to make these towers look a little bit more industrial, and I thought, hey, wait a minute, what if the towers are just the shells covering massive metal chimneys, which could be belching out huge plumes of black smoke? That'd be really industrial looking. So we did just that. We used those polished 1.8 blocks that I keep getting confused to create the chimneys and the metal rims around them and pasted the design onto both towers. Then we tried to work out the best system for creating the plumes of smoke so that they would look fluid and dynamic in the air. We settled on using sphere brushes when World Edit, then going back over these large bodies of smoke and manually adjusting the details to remove any repetition. We made sure that the wind was carrying them in similar directions, but not exactly the same, as the smoke in the towers were meant to be truly colossal, and so will be affected by different wind directions very slightly. I don't know if that makes scientific sense, but it looked good to us. We were also sure to have some little puffs of smoke escaping the main bodies at the ends. So that's it from us for this episode of Let's Build It. As always, we finished with a couple of flybys of what we've achieved, and I hope you'll agree with me when I say that it looks really rather stunning. I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's been watching and following our progress. There's not many of us right now, but all your support is really lovely. If you do want to join in and help us with the project, please don't hesitate to subscribe and drop us a like and a comment. Finally, if you've not checked it out yet, we posted a new visual tour video last week, this time featuring a wonderfully detailed medieval fantasy style village for the World of Grogna series over on our good friend Ranty's channel, so be sure to check out both our video and the full series, which will be starting on Ranty's channel very soon. We may even have some fun little cameo roles in it, so keep an eye out for that. So, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you for more building magic next time. Goodbye!